All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller, and I'm going to be your yoga instructor today. So, welcome to week 26 of this Yoga for Pregnancy series here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. If you're new to this series, it's nice to have you. And if you have been with me throughout the series, welcome back. So, as you may know, these practices are designed to support you as you move through the pregnancy journey. So whether you're just hopping in and out of different practices to shake things up, or if you're following this week by week, just know that you're taking care of your body and that you are really making sure to keep that mobility, that flexibility, and that strength as you grow a tiny human. So, a couple things to note as we move through practice, keep in mind your boundaries, especially as you get further along in your pregnancy. Your ligaments start to get loose, your body really starts to change as it prepares to welcome a baby. So, notice where your boundaries are. If you're ready to extend into postures, if you need to modify and come down to the mat, or perhaps stay in that center posture. And keep in mind, you may want to find your edge and then pull back slightly so you're not overextending yourself without realizing it. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water. So, if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off my mat or step off your mat, grab a drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. And then finally, I just want to say welcome to all of the partners, family members, friends, and even little family members who may be joining the pregnant woman on this in this class. It's really nice to have that support in the midst of this journey. So thanks for being here. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and come into a comfortable seat. Your legs can be crossed, they can be straight out in front of you. You can be up on a prop. I'm sitting on a yoga block on its lowest side just to elevate the hips, make it easier to sit, but you can also be down on your mat. We're going to wiggle back and forth to root into our sits bones, and we'll sit up nice and tall. We're going to inhale as we draw our shoulders forward and up, and then exhale as we drop them back and down. Inhale as the shoulders come forward and up. And then exhale as they drop back and down. Lovely. Bring your hands into a comfortable position, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. Gently closing the eyes if that feels comfortable, or finding an unmoving point and softening the gaze. Now, throughout this series, we've started each practice with a breathing practice to help you connect with your baby. So, if you'd like, you're also welcome to bring a hand onto your belly, a hand over your chest, and start by taking a moment to simply notice your breath. Take a nice full breath in through the nose, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Take another full inhale, fill the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. On the next inhale, I want you to imagine you're drawing in and sending all of the love you could possibly feel for your baby to your baby. And then on the exhale, imagine that baby is sending that exact same unconditional and undying love back to you. Inhale, calm for baby. Exhale, baby's calm for you. Inhale, tranquility for baby. Exhale, baby's tranquility for you. Inhale, peace for baby. Exhale, baby's peace for you. Inhale, equanimity for baby. Exhale, baby's equanimity for you. Inhale, ease for baby. Exhale, baby's ease for you. Inhale, love for baby. Exhale, baby's love for you. Take several more breaths just like this and welcoming it in, whatever it is you would like to offer to your baby. And then exhaling out the very same offering from baby to you. When you come to the end of your next exhale, releasing the breath and simply noticing its natural rhythm and cadence now. Releasing the hands down onto the legs here and taking a moment to set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale as you feel that intention with your heart and mind, and then exhale the breath out as we set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Lovely. Rolling onto the hands and knees here, moving your prop if you were using one out of the way. We're going to bring hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, and the tops of the feet will come onto the floor. We're going to inhale as we sink the belly, lift the head and the hips, coming into cow. And then exhale, lift the back, sink the head and the hips, coming into cat. Inhale into cow, squeeze the shoulder blades together, look up toward the sky. Exhale into cat, press the mat away, feel the shoulder blades separate. Inhale into cow, feeling that stretch through the front side of the body. And then exhale into cat, feeling that stretch through the back side of the body. Good. Inhale, return to neutral. Plant or just press your weight into your left hand. Inhale, sweep tall with that right arm, reach toward the sky. And then exhale, thread the needle. Lower your right shoulder to the floor. Side of the head comes down to the mat for your thread the needle. So we're feeling a pull through the outside of the right arm. We're getting a nice little twist through the spine, staying solid on our knees, adjusting your stance as you need to accommodate the belly as you need. Nice deep breath. Good. Press into that hand on the next inhale, sweep that arm tall, and then exhale, sweep that arm back and down so it's beneath the shoulder. Weight shifts into the right hand. Inhale, sweep tall with the left arm, reach toward the sky. And then exhale, thread the needle. Bring this left shoulder to the floor. Side of the head comes down to the mat here. So again, feeling that stretch through the outside of that left arm now, gentle twist through the spine. Couple deep breaths here. Good. And then pressing into that right hand, inhale, sweep that left arm to the sky, and then exhale, sweep it back and down beneath the shoulder. Good. All right, on the next inhale, let's go ahead and kick our right foot out to the side so it's like at a 90-degree angle, so perpendicular to the body, and then extend the left leg straight out behind you. Turn the back heel down Good. Bring your weight into your right hand beneath the shoulder, and then inhale, scoot tall, lift that left arm. Before exhale, bringing the bicep over the ear for a full side body stretch. Oh, feels so good. Take a nice deep breath here, reaching toward the floor, creating a nice long arc with your body from your heel all the way up to your fingertips. Good. Deep inhale. Exhale, go ahead, swing this left arm up and then press yourself up into neutral. And we're going to switch hands here or switch stances here. So bringing your weight now onto your left leg, we're going to go ahead and drop that left arm down beneath the shoulder and extend our right leg out to the side here with our heel turned down. Inhale, sweep tall with that right arm, and then exhale, reach over the fingers down toward the floor, coming into that nice full side body stretch on the opposite side. So reaching here, feeling that pull. This is really nice if you feel like you're getting that crunching sensation beneath your ribs here as baby starts to grow and kind of compress here. So opening up your ribs here in this way, opening up your side body, great way to keep things long and loose and kind of help baby shift around as well. Good. Inhale, sweep that right arm up, press yourself up into center, and let's go ahead and face the top of the mat. Coming back down onto your hands and knees once again, we'll do some tabletop circles. So these are really simple. Just move your hips around in a couple circles in one direction here. Seeing if you can move with control and also try to get into all those spaces of the circle, right? Really feeling the stretches here. And then switching directions. So once you've done a couple on one side, just switching around and going in the other direction. Good. Lovely. And then let's go ahead and come back into neutral here. So once again, we're going to shift onto our sides here. So kick that right foot directly out to the side, leave the knee where it is, extend the left leg back behind you, turn the heel down. Let's go ahead and leave the weight in that right hand. Inhale, open up the torso, lift that left arm. So we're going to do a little bit of lower core work here. Know that you can always come and lay flat on your side and do the work from there. Okay, so arm is reaching up. We're going to inhale, lift that left leg so it's parallel with the body. Exhale it down. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Great. Let's go ahead and come back up into neutral here, switching sides once again. So extend that right leg out to the side, heel is down, toes are facing the same direction as your torso. Left leg comes, or left hand, sorry, comes down to the mat, hand beneath the shoulder. Inhale, bring that right arm up toward the sky. Now, again, you can come all the way down onto your side and do the work from there if you'd like. Inhale, lift that right leg so it's parallel with the body. Exhale it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Push yourself back on up into center. Go ahead and turn back toward the top of the mat here. And I'm going to stay on the side so you can see this a little bit better, but we're going to tuck our toes under. You may want to have a block nearby. We want our feet to be about hip width distance apart. And then we're going to sit back onto our heels for Japanese tea pose. So a couple options here. Now, if you sit back and this is immediately too much sensation, no problem. You can take your block at any height, place it between the legs, and then rest your booty back onto the block here. You'll still be getting some stretch, but far less sensation. If you don't have a block, you can always lean back and hover as much as feels good for you. Now, if you are sitting back, or really regardless if you're sitting back or not, make sure all of your toes are curled under. We want to stretch out the feet here, right? As we move through our pregnancy, sometimes our feet may expand, may be swelling. So it's good to get some stretching in there to take care of them and take care of all those little ligaments in our feet that are holding us up and helping us move around all day. So sitting up nice and tall, hands in a comfortable position, taking just a couple breaths here, noticing the deep sensation that may be arising right now. It's okay. Good. Another deep inhale. And then exhale, let's go ahead, come forward onto the hands and knees, untuck the toes, and then gently tap out the tops of the feet on the mat here. Woo, reassuring yourself your feet still work. Maybe rolling the ankles in one direction, then the other. Good. And then coming down into a seated position. Great. We're going to come into a forward fold. And I know for me at this stage in my pregnancy, my belly is a little bit too big to really allow me to fold forward in that normal way. It hits the legs and I can't move any further. And frankly, it's just really uncomfortable. So I'm going to be spreading my legs slightly, but I'm not in my wide-legged forward fold like I'm usually taking here. I'm literally just creating enough space so my belly and my baby have somewhere to go. Okay. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, lengthen through the spine, root through the sit bones on the inhale. And then on the exhale, start to walk the hands forward, hinging out the hips here, coming into a forward fold. So again, depending on where you are in your pregnancy, you may be able to fold forward in that normal position. You may have to widen your legs. We're really going for a stretch to the back of the legs here versus the inner thighs. So if your legs are so wide that you're feeling more of the inner thighs, see if you can close down that angle a bit so we can focus more on the back of the legs here, okay? Hands can be on the mat. You can also be using a prop. But I want you to focus on pressing forward with the heart center instead of the nose. So you really feel that nice length, that full length from the heels all the way up into the hips here. And then it may also start to pull through the back. Our forward folds are actually a full body stretch from the heels all the way to the back of the head. Chin is slightly tucked. You're looking down toward your mat, so you're not craning your head forward or really tucking it down too deep, but finding that nice neutral position, especially for your neck here. Good. Just a couple deep breaths. Excellent. And then inhale, let's go ahead and walk ourselves on up into center. Nice work. I'm going to come to face you now, and we're going to make our way into our fire log pose. So you may want to have a block, a pillow, a rolled up towel nearby. We're going to start by taking this right leg and bringing the shin perpendicular to your torso here. Okay. We're then going to take the outside of the left ankle and bring it on top of that fleshy part of the right knee. So we're like stacking our legs kind of in a square as if you're making like a campfire here. Now, we've got our legs situated here, and you may notice there's some space between your knee and your foot. That's definitely the case for me. This is where your prop comes in. You can always place that prop in there to get you started, right? You're welcome to hang out here. Hands can be resting on the legs, down at your sides. You can have them at heart center, or even have them on your belly. Connect with your baby right now. I know my baby's kicking away. So you can either sit right here, or if you'd like, you can hinge at the hips and start to lean forward gently. This is a very intense hip stretch. And like I was saying at the beginning of practice, our hips are really starting to open. So I want you to be mindful, find your edge, and then pull back slightly so you're not pushing yourself too far as the ligaments are already doing a lot of their own loosening here. Okay. Let's take just a couple deep breaths. Good. And then inhale, let's go ahead and come into center. Go ahead and uncross those legs here and we'll switch sides. So bring your left leg down to the mat. Again, that shin is perpendicular to your torso. And then take the outside of the right ankle and place it on the fleshy part of the left knee. Again, stacking your legs in that square position, right? So again, on this side too, I've got some space between my knee and my foot. So I can take my block and place it right there there. You could use a towel, a pillow, a rolled up sweater, whatever you may have to support that opening. You also do not have to use it. Again, we're feeling a nice deep stretch now in the opposite hip. So finding that edge, maybe pulling back slightly, breathing through sensation, and then noticing where the hands want to be. There's not a wrong answer here. This is a pretty deep sensation, pretty deep stretch. So I want you to be really present with it and know it's not going to last very long, but see if you can breathe through that discomfort. Good. And then an inhale brings us back to center. Let's go ahead and uncross those legs here. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. We're going to lean back onto the hands, bring the feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart, and we're going to windshield wipe the knees back and forth. So dropping the knees to the floor on each side here. We've started doing this now that we're moving into the late second trimester and into the third trimester here. This is a great posture to do to keep those hips open and agile. It's great to do in the morning, great to do after deep stretches, great to do in the evening as well. So touching the knees down on both sides here, just windshield wiping back and forth to get a little bit of release. Good. When you feel complete in that, go ahead and come back into center. And we're actually going to make our way down onto our mat. So if you need a towel off, grab a drink of water, put on socks or a jacket before final relaxation. Now is your moment. We won't sit up for the rest of our practice. Okay. So as we get further along, again, we're on week 26. So the belly's probably starting to feel big and laying on the back, probably not that comfortable. So go ahead and find a side, whichever one you want, using your arms to help you lower down. You can bring a hand or an arm beneath the head, or even use something like a prop, a block, a pillow, a fluffy dog, whatever you've got to lay down onto your side. Knees are slightly tucked, hips are stacked here as you lay down and get ready for final relaxation. Now, if you're still on your back, you're welcome to find a most comfortable final relaxation posture if that's still accessible for you. Please feel free to do so. If you don't want to lay down, of course, you can always return to your seated position and treat this final part of our practice like a seated meditation. So just know that option is there for you. And as you find your way into this comfortable position, start to settle in and notice the breath. Begin to notice how fast or slow it is, how deep or shallow. Notice the quality of each breath on your inhales, the quality of each breath on your exhales. Feel into the gentle rise and fall of the belly, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Really noticing that air as it moves in and out of your nose, up and down your throat. Breathing here with a sense of intentionality and allowing your attention to just rest on the breath gently. You're just noticing. Now, if you notice that your mind wanders off on a thinking adventure, it's okay. It happens to the best of us. Acknowledge and celebrate that you noticed you wandered away, and then return to your breath, return to your inhales and your exhales. If it feels right for you, perhaps welcoming in a mantra to help you stay grounded and focused on the breath. Inhale, I welcome. Exhale, movement. Inhale, I welcome. Exhale, movement. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I'm watching the time and I respect yours, and I'll be sure to let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So lean back, let go, and just rest right here with your baby. My left hand never fights my right hand. Both hands enjoy harmony and understanding. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, move the arms and legs, gently waking your body up. And pausing here for a moment to bring back to mind your intention or purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answered the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale as you feel that intention with your heart and mind. And then exhale that breath out and make your way on up into a seated position as we close out our practice together today. So finding your comfortable seat, rooting into your sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, draw the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, drop them back and down. Hands can come into a comfortable position, whether on the legs, in the lap, or at heart center. Closing the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga and growing a tiny human. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this week 26 of the Yoga for Pregnancy series here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. If you enjoy the series, please share it with a pregnant person that you know. I'm sure she will get a lot of joy out of it, and it'll help her move through her pregnancy with a little more ease. If you want to keep bringing these practices into your body and your mind, I invite you to check out Wild Blue Yonder Meditations. It's my podcast. You can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts. And there's tons of practices on there for even stuff way outside of pregnancy, but stuff that can really support you: breathing, meditation, mindfulness. So bring this into the full body awareness, full body practice. Check that out and make sure to share this with everyone you know. That's how I grow. So thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in week 27 of this series. And until next time, I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. I'll see you in the next practice. Bye.